закончили вчера в этом месте. А теперь мы можем реально пройти банники. Мы поговорили с КИМА, у нас был замечательный первый день. Мне очень нравится... В общем, вот здесь, в танцах, играет одна и та же мелодия, но она в разное время суток. Примерно одна и та же... Ну, в смысле, это одна мелодия, но она имеет разную аранжировку. Вы можете в сборниках найти ее, и там будет типа... Как там будет? Короче, название на английском, и типа 9 ПМ, типа 10 ПМ, и вот это вечернее. Абсолютно чудесная, такая умиротворяющая. Так люблю эти обои, ну типа... Я хочу себе такие же сделать. Ну, пол так себе, вот обои вообще пизда. Пол лучше в номере Гарри. Вот здесь комната КИМА. Но нас туда не пустят. Лампочка, ну пизда, там не работает. Какой-то дед. Ким, сейчас мы пойдем спать, успокойся. Я думаю, ты устал, все устали. Все. Я ухожу в баньки, открываю дверь, и ты уходишь. Да, увидимся. Пока. Такая жутко-то у нас. Все. Телепортировался. Мы можем на самом деле к нему постучаться, но он как-то будет плохо на это реагировать. Это наша гроза. Здесь мы визуально анализировали. Нам нужно принять душ. Кима говорил, что у нас есть общая дверь, общая ванна, по идее. Но он в эту ванну заходить не будет, потому что здесь пока срач. Слишком пахнет мной. Но мы говорили о том, что нам нужно как-то... У нас даже есть задание, по-моему. Смойте с себя запах смерти. Что ж, давайте. Разденемся. А что приличные люди не залезаем в ванную? Ну, пойми в чем. Но мы все равно будем в труселях и в бесконечных на скандале. Мне нравится, насколько он мохнатенький. Как ты себя чувствуешь, Гарри? Не очень? Давай носки, я думаю, подросли к тебе примерно так же, как ботинки подросли к трупу. Которые мы так и не смогли осмотреть нормально, блять. Ну и ладно.
This is not the cleanest bathtub in the world, but it's cleaner than you are right now.
Да.
Ah, that soap scum smell. It smells like life, at least compared to you.
Хочу вечно жить в трупном сраде, момента моря, все дела. Нет, мы не будем все ванны. Потому что нам еще КИМу подкатывать. Нам нужно, чтобы ему нравилось.
The bathtub slowly fills with water. The water beckons.
Так я уже разделся.
The water is only lukewarm, but still comforting, like amniotic fluid. A few beer cans are bobbing up and down along your flanks, like sad duckies.
Мы не будем отказываться от уточек, это даже очень печально. Поэтому пускай тусят с нами.
The cans continue to bob, as do your thoughts, aimlessly splashing up against the sides of the tub. You see the corpse. You can still smell the cadaver on you. It's going to take more than one bath to get rid of that stench.
Понадобится баня, но ее здесь нет.
Then, houses along a narrow street. A video rental. Darkness on the planet's curvature. Your fingers grow pale and are covered with tiny whirls as the water cools. The waterline recedes as you stand. You are cold now. Your clothes stick to your still moist skin.
Так у меня одни носки и трусы. Запах смерти мы смыли, по крайней мере мы сделали задание. Ну, по идее, можем что-то качнуть, у нас 2 очка навык. Но мы их побережем. Мы и подумаем. Мы, кстати, можем себе дать мысль. Давайте одну мысль себе дадим. Пальцы пистолета за 1 час, можно потом, когда мы найдем пушку. Одинокая дорога домой. Мы поймем, где мы жили, и жили ли вообще. И редкое эхо. Это мы думаем о том, что Дора нам больше не нужна. Уходи, дверь закрой, у меня теперь другой. Вот это все. Не уверен. Магниевая форма жизни у нас уже есть. Необъяснимую феминистическую поездку мы проебали. Но если бы мы ее подумали, Гарри бы понял, что когда-то был труп феминиста. Вот при всех его репликах, при всем, что мы знаем, он, да, когда-то пришел к этой мысли. Пилотскую пятерню, кстати, мы дали... Мы же должна... Пилотское приветствие еще думается. В общем, я говорю, что пилотское приветствие, это вот... Можно об этом поговорить с Кимом. Но если бы у нас была хорошая прокачка, нам бы дали пилотскую пятерню, и там было бы +2 эмпатия. Именно Киму. И... Такая картинка с ним красивая. Апокалипсиса... Что закон? Жалскую охоту надо, конечно. Ладно, открыли. Попробуем найти еще какую-нибудь мысль. Так, давайте оденемся в наш привычный уголок. Будем спать в этом. Не, давайте будем спать голыми, чтобы... Мы и так очень вонючие, даже после ванны. А это место еще более вонючее, потому что мы здесь спали, блевали, дрочили, еще что-то делали. Не важно. Поспим.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
Да.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't come. Maybe it's the bed's fault. Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly. Smells of alcohol and sweat and grease. It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. A bit tense in the muscles. Relax. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it? Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Я совсем забыла об этом. Ну ладно. Будем ходить здесь в трусах. Это сейчас довольно красивая сцена. Здравствуй, я.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood? Do you remember your wife's hand on your face? Do you remember the warmth of her thighs between her legs and in her mouth? That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours? No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium. Everything. The Pale and the Aeschylus. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up. No, Harry. You were just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do. Even in your dreams. And the act is wearing thin. The spots of the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time, sweating up the bed. Stinky boy. You're not coming back from shit, thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding? You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover. Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Хорошее отсутствие сна.
Good going, buddy. Yes, wait till you see the one with the chick in it. It's gonna be a good one. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night. You don't know. Some broad that messed you up. It'll come to you. It always does. You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think. It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more.
Эх ты подлая тварь.
Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
Спасибо, сила воли. Спасибо.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
Ты мне пиздишь, ты мне пиздюнькаешь, ты вот мне вот прям в лицо пиздишь, хотя ты часть меня, тварь.
Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
У меня есть искорка, она в соседнем номере. Сегодня мы, пожалуй, походим... Немножечко закрытенько, потому что у нас болит голова, у нас похмелье, мы не выспались. Сколько 13, 45 на 200 помнилось. А что у нас сюда появилось? Давайте походим красиво. Not bad. Уже получше, уже получше. Пытаемся привести себя в норму. И уже проснулся. Пацаны приехали. Придется с ними пообщаться, но попозже.
Morning.
Ты тоже не выспался, я смотрю.
Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them. I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCA being here. They prefer to be policed by the union. These men here. Men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them. Everything points to the dock workers' union. The belt used for hanging him, tracks in the mud, the circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information. Which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy. One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
В общем-то, можно.
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first.
Сильный ход — это по-бырому съебаться от кучи мужиков, чтобы еще подумать.
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms.
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
В любом случае нужно сначала сходить к Аврору.
Just a moment.
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Простите, я случайно послушала ваш разговор. Скажите, могу как-то компенсировать эту неловкость? Ну, типа, наливать.
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too. The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel. That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about. Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
The water lock, that was broken. Could this be it?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day. Oh my, what happened to the water lock? Oh, sweetie. If it weren't for you, I'd be looking forward to another sleepless night. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there. Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie. Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
She's used to playing off such insults casually, but they still affect her.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
Тут на самом деле есть момент с тем, что если мы пообещаем одного криптида и выполним это обещание, у нас будет типа очко чести, потому что нужно выполнять обещания. Очки чести влияют исключительно на отношения с Кимом, поэтому мы послушаем только про одного криптида.
He nods and assumes a waiting posture. Cryptids, cryptids. Let's hear about all the interesting cryptids.
И нахуй электрохимия.
Ooh, tough choice there.
Давайте узнаем про нашу будущую дочь.
The gnome of Jeroma. Oh, it is. None of its victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue. It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and a gangly little thing. Quite scary to look at. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it. It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die.
If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations of it in science textbooks, confirming the existence of this very little species?
Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science.
Если я правильно помню, нужно задать еще один вопросик, а потом согласиться с Кимом.
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
Вот.
I'm glad you see it that way. Did we have anything more to do here?
Пока что все. И, кстати, про очки чести. Да, вот, у нас появилось мы, моралист на 2, ультралиберал на 0, фашист на 1, коммунист на 1. Вот так. Зато у нас хорошего попа на 19. И одна честь только что не получилась. Это наши вот эти вот. Больше всего мы жалки коп-зануда, почему бы и нет. Ни разу не стали копом апокалипсиса и всего дважды копом с этой звездой. Что ж. Здесь мы сделали все, что хотели. С тобой мы потом поговорим, а хорошая, совсем не садовница. Детская женщина. Нам нужно достать мои шмотки. И деньги на следующую ночь. Иначе нам придется заночевать. Так, погодите. У нас тут... Можем открыть разговор, но энциклопедия у нас в говне. Возможно, это поможет. Давайте сохранимся. Можем поговорить немножко о КИМе.
Droplets of rain fall on the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage. Do something important? Something murder-related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. This is a Caprice Canema, the Caprice Motor Corps follow-up to their highly successful workhorse, Caprice 40, and the answer to the Lum's racing breed, Ferv series. With its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12-cylinder compression ignition engine, driving the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual gearbox, the КИМА is able to reach 100 kilometers per hour in 13.5 seconds and go on to a top speed of 180 kilometers an hour. The high center of balance is offset by a large battery bank mounted at the bottom of the cabin, feeding all the auxiliary systems and making the КИМА effectively a mobile power plant. Due to a quite steep price tag, it is very unusual to see one in police livery.
Mm-hmm. You want to take a closer look? 130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there.
7.2. Supercharged.
Лейтенант пытается скрыть довольно улыбку до ушей. Довольно неудачно. Конечно, хули тебя скрывай. Не скрывай. Я все понимаю.
You mean the coil noise? When variable current passes through wires that make up the coils on the electrical system on this machine, it causes vibration in the wires and the cores of the coils. When the frequency of the current in the coils falls within the audible range, the resulting vibration creates the whiny sound you mentioned.
Whatever you do, don't make fun of the lieutenant for explaining this to you.
Я не собираюсь. Его можно слушать вообще бесконечно.
I have pretty much maintained my vehicles by myself ever since one was assigned to me. You inevitably pick up some knowledge on the way. Yes, an extraordinary machine.
It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing into it. Flare it up. Slam it down. Helium headlights would improve the range and quality of the visual field a lot.
Вот ради этого мы, оказывается, качали визуальный анализ. Потому что, по-моему, вот это КИМу не нравится, и он такой, типа, нет. Такие штуки вроде прикольные.
Actually, I have a pair at home. Just haven't gotten around to fitting them yet. I need to lay some wiring for the ballast first.
Мы практически приглашаем его на будущее свидание.
Maybe. Yes, definitely, maybe.
Не смущайся, Ким. Не смущайся. Неплохо. Так, задание. Татуировки. Удостоверение. Не сейчас. Пушка тоже. Караоке. Вот, все не туда. Нам нужно сходить.
The tracks are as they have ever been. A bit more worn, perhaps. The tracks are as they have ever been. A bit more worn, perhaps. Fortunate.
That's plausible. A similar reckless abandon seems to be in evidence.
Какой-то деликатный, хороший. А, стоит. Так. Сучка-то крашена. Попиздим с тобой еще, попиздим. Что такое? Что там такое?
Fuck does Kuno care?
Ну ты как-то это...
The fuck about it?
Не, мы тут у него все
You're
спросили.
testing Kuno. Get lost! Kuno doesn't.
Ну ладно, нет так нет. Ой. Ким, я иду прыгать с крыши, но в хорошем смысле. На этот раз у нас должно получиться, наверное. Дождь. Ходить по крышам — это очень разумное занятие, я полагаю. Почему бы и не да? Открыто поверхность?
tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing. The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance over the container yard. That machine is a Kvalsund 1020 HK.
Можно дать ему время повосхищаться или выдвинуться. Давайте выдвинемся.
Is it? Kvalsund makes a lot of heavy equipment, but this is phenomenal, even for them.
Наш хороший мальчик из гаража.
But I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here.
Мы сохранимся и будем прыгать до победы.
Tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM marking is still caught on the railing. As you leap in the air, a chilly breeze engulfs you, sharpening your senses. Ankles tingling from the tension, blood roaring in your ears. You are ready for your rendezvous with the concrete pavement below. As the concrete floor welcomes you, you realize it's been a while since you felt so alive, alert, capable. Must be the adrenaline.
Hell yeah! My climbing might not have been as disco as your jump, but can we still get an ace's high?
With your feet firmly planted on the concrete, the noise of the harbor rushes back in.
Вы слышали его тон голоса? Это же... Ау! Я обожаю, когда он так говорит. Гарри. Конечно. Итак. Это плащ патрульного. Так гораздо лучше. Отлично. Теперь у нас есть прямоугольнички. Супер. И не так идет дождь. Красиво. Красиво. Опа. Что ж. Пособираем бутылки.
Numerous empty wine bottles glisten in the rain. Someone partied really hard here. Well, they went through 6 bottles of potent Pilsner, 3 bottles of Commodore Red, and almost 4 packs of cigarettes. It must have been pretty hard.
Как тебе это все поместилось, знаешь?
Well, yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you. Yes, this scene isn't exactly ripping with joy. Let's just move on.
Я хотя бы чуть-чуть бабла себе верну. Я за них заплатил. Это мои бутылки. Да, спасибо, Ким. Как-то так.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot today.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man is young, dark-skinned, and dressed in a Royal Carabinieri uniform. The girl is smiling playfully.
Why did you take that? Fine, but let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here.
Издавали. забирает сумрак? Ничто? Не только внушение забирается рубашкой. Отлично. Скорость реакции у нас жизнь. Не пригодится больше. Минус внушение от рубашечки. Давайте драм. Больше. Привет, Дроб. Сейчас будет очень веселый, милый чувак, но он до хера говорит.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisund on Mundi.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard. Everard, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister? I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you? I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister. Oh yes, born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then, too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No sir, those are just nasty rumors.
Мне нравится, как он говорит, откуда. Такие простые выражения.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes I am, yes I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
Ну, мы, скорее всего, и догадаемся.
Everything is so pretty and red. You and Leo look like brothers as you glance around with similar childlike wonder. The old man whistles and hums a jaunty tune to himself.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so. Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off.
Don't go all bad cop on this simple, friendly fellow.
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. Well, that's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving and the words are spewing forth. Words, words, and look, even more words. This guy could go on till the end of days. Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who, no, he already switched to a prized fishing rod he apparently owned at some point. You know what? Just cut in there with your questions.
Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo. I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those douce sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes I am, yes I am.
Stay on this Miss Beaufort topic.
Oh, Lizzie, she is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly.
Лиззи — это та самая не садовница, которая дала нам перчатки, которая будет просто ебать нас хвост в гриву. Потому что, да, она адвокат. Это значит, что она наш злейший враг.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood. Knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure.
Разумеется, именно поэтому, что враг не значит преступник. На самом деле она очень клевая. Мы постараемся сделать так, что все с ней было хорошо.
If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids.
Сочувствуйте, Лео.
Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years she has.
Тут, кстати, если сказать вот это, ну, типа, наехать на него, то Ким очень обидится. Ну, короче, ему это явно не понравится. Типа, камон, это как бить детей.
Yes, this place really seems to run like clockwork. Keep it up, Leo.
Well, thanks a lot. Coming from you, it means a lot, really. Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here. But you guys are alright. Bye-bye now.
Aces high. For the rest of the world, the Aces High is just a cool Revachol thing, politically neutral. In Revachol, it still holds revolutionary connotations. Also, have you looked at Lieutenant KATSURAGI's clothes? He wears a bomber jacket, just like the ones worn by aerostatic brigades, and those cargo pants could store tools for hotfixing your aerostatic. Maybe you should ask him about this.
Может быть, и стоит. Кибо.
Yes? What about me? What? This? It's just seasonal clothing. Where is this going?
Может быть, чтобы нормально его спросить, мне нужно что-то типа энциклопедии. Потому что у меня всегда примерно вот такое. Ну, просто покажем вам его ответ.
Interesting. I think it's called the brain. Anyway. I do not have a thing with revolutionary air brigades in particular. Okay, I wanted to become an aerostatic pilot. Then I turned 10 and realized we no longer have an air force.
Ему исполнилось 10.
Absolutely nothing.
Мне кажется, ты пиздишь мне в лицо, конечно, но ладно.
Good. Good. Let's change the subject.
Давай попиздим теперь. С одним швачким типом. Скорее всего, будет больно. Скорее всего, я снова унижусь. Так что... Не знаю. Я могу закурить? Не помню, как применяются сигареты. Так. А, вот. Спасибо. Назад, приблизить, отдалить, выделить. Журнал инвентарь, продвижение. Да, это все типа. Они очень компактно все уместили. Как использовать сигареты? У меня есть сигареты, я не могу их выкурить. Я чего-то не вижу. Угу, я понял. Тут. Почему я не могу закурить? Ну и ладно, ну и пожалуйста. Сохраняемся. Привет, мужик.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. With a mixture of expectation and impatience, well bottomed. A typical power play. Wait for him to speak first. Show him you've got a backbone.
Okay.
The one good eye of this man fills you up without even flickering. The other, his lazy eye, is constantly moving like a goldfish in a tank. Grotesquely magnified by his +6 glasses. Amblyopia, a childhood condition. For a moment, you don't know where to look. It is unbearably humid in the trailer. Beads of sweat slide down the man's forehead. At first, nothing happens. His face wears a wide and self-satisfied smile. Every now and then, he smacks his big lips. Like a general over his maps, he plots his moves. Judging by the way he's licking his chops, it's going to be a good one.
So... Mr. Dubois, Mr. Katsuragi, how nice that you found a moment to pay a visit to the Debarders Union. I'm Everard Clare, head of this little operation here. Please, have a seat.
The folding chair looks like a torture device. Extremely uncomfortable.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that man.
Будем надеяться, что мне хватит силы воли.
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat.
He's trying to throw you off your game with this Dubois nonsense. Don't give him the pleasure.
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions. I, too, have convictions. One of which is that I will not engage with any man who won't face me at eye level. Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
Damn, that's a nasty play. He's got you, a titan of volition, in a fork. Guess you just have to sit or leave.
Не хватает. Поэтому будем получать урон.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another. So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
Какие несколько дней? Хули он огромный. Это одна ночь поспать. 20 реалов чисто комната стоит. Еще, блядь, 5 реалов то, что весь день хавать. Не знаю. Ты как-то... Что это? Фу. Это низко.
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
Разумеется, взяток мы брать не будем, тем более при КИМе.
Okay, okay. I respect a man with principles. No handouts, then. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got...
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun.
Я уже знаю, что я его продал. Успокойся. Я держу все под контроль.
The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only 2 words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
Держу себя в руках.
Are you all right, Harry? You say you got this, but you seem a little anxious to me. Don't be. Everything's going to be all right. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded.
Давайте нужна помощь.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Ну, либо мы проебемся, либо нет. Довольно равные шансы. 3-2-1.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it.
Да. Ну и что, мужчина тоже плачет.
You want to cry? God, you're weak. Whatever you do, don't cry. You'll think you're disgusting.
Я и так дерьма кусок.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating. What is he trying to pull? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
Не диги, Гарри, уходи в себя, там безопасно. Продолжай стекать по столу, как алкожеле.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
Знаешь ты, какие у него проблемы, твои?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Спасибо, Ким.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions. It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
Давайте по порядку.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any Johnny fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this? Harry, you wound me, Harry, in the heart. But I trust you to put this to bed. Do what you must, and let's change the subject, shall we?
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
И нахер.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Он обратился к нам по имени. Он обратился к нам по имени. Ау!
Harry, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia. A man your age...
Очень кто отказать в любой момент. Я сам расцвете сил.
Yes, Harry. You are obviously in peak physical condition, and I salute both your initiative and your physical prowess. Very impressive, Harry. Very impressive.
Блять, не тебе выебываться, что впечатляет. Ты как бы ходишь тоже с трудом. Я хотя бы прыгаю. А я старше.
Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it. Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to discuss it with you. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me. But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors.
I'm not sure I understand. If you're asking us to break down someone's door, it's not going to happen.
Come now. I just need you to go open a little door for me and leave it unlocked. A simple thing. Absolutely nothing shady about it. Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about.
Нам в любом случае нужно принять это задание, потому что нам нужно обыскать кое-чью квартиру. Мы вспомним о нашей кружечке, Ким потом не расстроится. И в любом случае он без этой хуйни с нами не поговорит, а нам нужно взять его интервью.
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
Я могу.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. KACURAGI, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry?
Он нам нихуя на самом деле особо нового не скажет, но...
Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
Можно поговорить о пистолете?
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Если мы, кстати, здесь скажем, меня не волнует мой пистолет, ставьте его себе, то Дима будет сильно возмутит.
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding, of course.
He is not.
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us.
Но нам сначала нужно выполнить то и
Wait.
съебаться.
You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry.
Все. Уже видишь, посветлело. Погода улучшилась. Здесь какие-то ебантяпы, скажем, не так нужно. Как мы там идти? Вот нам бы без головомера этого ебаного, чтобы пройти вот здесь, короче, через эти. Конечно, мы можем опыт через роты и посмотреть, что там. Потому что я ни разу так и не прошел. А для этого нужна грубая сила. Какое милое местечко. И клевые растения. Брошюрку коммунизма.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Let's see what's inside, he thinks. The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders. Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol, Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry. Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer. It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everard's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everard's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out and the note itself is crumpled.
One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
What is so special about this borscht? Code for drugs? Booze? Blood? Remember, Leo, Everard's shoes. All items on the list have been... The drawer slides shut.
По идее, нужно вернуться к Лео, чтобы попиздеть за борщ. Мне лень. О, а чечи здесь будет, а чечи. Да. Очки, которые не забирают авторитет, наконец-то. Какие мне теряйся. Я понял, для чего мы оставили это свободное место. Но эту мысль мы сможем получить только сегодня вечером. Ну, в смысле, игровым вечером.
So, how'd you like our harbor? It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains. Right, you talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have... The little boy had the good on his promise. To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me, pardon the choice of words, not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, and the cop's in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes. I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part. I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia. Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
Все части мы, по-моему, не найдем, то нам одной хватит.
Nice and balanced. Some junior officers can take care of the rest.
Smart choice. It's only that one spot you need armor too. The one the bullet hits. Good luck if you go for those boots though. You'd have an easier time wresting the spurs off a boyadero than getting them off you. It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
He thinks, not yet. Better to get this business out of the way. Sweeter then.
No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way. A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open? Oh, say no more. I got you. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say. Oh, so the none of the above type, are you? I get it, I get it. I like to keep my distance too. But it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. Thanks. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling and rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess. I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
The tear machine your bottles clunk.
Реально отвратительно, мы так хорошо поработали.
Fuck does Kuno care? So?
You should thank him.
Fuck, okay. Kuno's a giver like that, yes?
Kuno sent your fat ass running around like jello.
Молчит Жеронский гном.
Look, pig, Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on.
Good idea.
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. Don't be saying what Kuno said back to Kuno. Get the fuck out of here, Patterson Kuno. After this shit, you better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Kuno's face.
Yeah, real interesting.
Kuno's Kuno, pig.
Kuno. Primal. Violent.
Yeah, Kuno's in a fucking gang, in a bang gang. Kuno bangs for Magie, bangs for Mazda, bangs for Revachol.
Watch out, Kuno, he's trying to fiddle you. He's gonna put his hands on you. Help, Pig's got Kuno. Help, Ray.
Help, he's got the Kuno, help.
Everyone can hear. You need to get the hell out of here before.
Everybody, please, he's digging his dick out.
Эх вы два мелких уродца.
Escalate, Kuno. His dick is out. You're afraid.
Pigs in here, Kuno. Somebody, please.
Куна, здесь тебя все знают. Мне кажется, тебе никто не поверит. Ты знаешь, там есть сказочка про мальчика, который кричал волки.
Look at his shit-eating grin. He knows there's nothing you can do to him. He's bullying you, and you are helpless. Kill him. Kill him now. He won't see death coming.
Нет, этой хуйни мы делать не будем.
Look. I know you wanted to hit me. You got that I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up look that Kuno's dad gets. The murder look. The rage look.
Ну, типа, мы не отрицаем. Так это была фантазия. И можно с ним поверить. Но, по-моему, там вообще любой из этих вариантов. То есть, короче, Куна начинает тебя уважать, если его пиздить по лицу. Но мы не хотим бить детей. Потому что мы физрук, и рядом с нами Ким. Мы не бьем детей. Так что мы немножко поугараем.
I can. Kuno can smell that violent shit. I know what you were thinking. I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up. I'm gonna shut his shit down. You know what? You should have hit the Kuno, because now you're nothing. You're a joke to Kuno. Kuno laughs at you. King Kuno!
Да, я знаю, что это Якуши. Мы что-нибудь с этим сделаем.
The whole charade was about establishing dominance over you. You backing up means he's succeeded.
Что оставалось авторитету? Дарить ребенка?
Kuno turned you into his prison, bitch! You're gonna be in this shit with Kuno!
Заюш, ему 12. Там не выросло чего-то, что может сделать меня сучкой.
No, you're not. We can just leave.
Bitch, you're gonna be in this shit with Kuno forever!
A peepo is a type of hat, by the way.
You don't talk to me about my fucking people! You don't know where I come from! You just Kuno's bottom bitch!
Okay, Kuno is kind to his bitch. Ask your questions, but remember, this changes shit.
Click, 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 click!
Слишком хуёвая эмпатия, чтобы с ним разговаривать.
Kuno doesn't fucking...
Ну и мне на тебя похуй. В смысле, не похуй, но... 5. Ну ладно. Можем зайти крещиться. О, мадам. Нет, я знаю, что мы сейчас сделаем. У нас не хватит денег на игру, да?
A small mountain of colourful board game.
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography.
С КИМА можно сыграть в игру. И я видел видос, где можно вывести КИМА на чудесную фразу со словом fuck. Так что...
Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Вы захотите от меня детей? Я даже не знаю.
Don't be so hard on yourself, sir. You just need to clean up a bit. And technically, friends are a bit like family. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
Итак, если нам нужно найти 20 реалов на то, чтобы у нас был ночлег, и купить игру, чтобы поиграть с Ким, это вот 30-ка. Это ужасно.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over.
Я более чем уверен, что наверху там Пикачу.
A couple of spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Thrilling tales of spycraft and daring do.
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Разумеется.
Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, you see Dick Mullen on the job. Get Me Mullen. The stalwart adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the murder in the orchard. The sordid affair of Dick Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final case of Dick Mullen. An obvious lie. Dick Mullen in the clock tower. The ordeals of Dick Mullen. Don't Owner. Turns out he fated to solve a case. Yes, there's also the dame who did it. Farewell, my Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series. The morbid tales of Dick Mullen. A dark tide turns. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And, of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer. In order to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen? Your attempt to grasp at the answer fails. It seems very close by, pulsating just out of reach.
Вообще, мне как-то получалось, я не помню на каких именно книгах, по-моему, именно на Малине. Я там что-то выкинула, или какое-то у меня было чувство, что, в общем, можно найти какую-то книгу, где будет шикарная женщина, и в итоге мы окажемся в ситуации, когда как бы книжный магазин, стеллаж, Гарри со стояком, рядом Ким.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
Не знаю, что получится. Как там все смотрели, у нас будет выстрелка, если мы поговорим с Прозанс. Что? Ничего не вставит. Все в порядке с моей маскулинностью. Забыли поговорить с Билли. Мадам?
Yes? Hello? Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much.
Looking for something to read. It is. I know you are. What with?
What with? A lot of things. For example, people tend to go missing. Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking.
My husband? No, he's not. I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working?
Where is this going, officer?
Yes, but I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time. No. Why are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband. I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here.
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get ladies. It's better to indulge him at this point.
Ты завела себе птичку? Ким.
Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
Wonderful. The store is open. No, absolutely not. Are you a policeman or a nanny? They are not missing, sir.
You know where they are. They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance.
What? That's just... My daughters are perfectly fine. They're with their friends down in Shamrock. There's nothing to worry about. They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need me protecting them from everything now.
What is this doubt you have then? Something has happened here.
My youngest girl, Jolie, is just shy of 16. Jenny, she is turning 18 next month. But we shouldn't even be talking about them. Why do you need to know this? Haven't I repeatedly told you that they're not missing? That they're in Shamrock, safe and well, at some stupid party?
Did someone say party? You could use a party. Hunt it down.
There is no investigation here. I can tell you that.
The woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
Пригодится. Я обещаю.
There. Working class drunk. You know what this means. Cracked it. All in a good day's work. What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is. Yes, and you found him. Now go and tell the working class woman. Protect and serve, recruit. Do marriages make any sense? Does honor? You're not a filthy philosopher. You're an officer of law. It's time to ace this case and not brood over your reputation. We can deal with the perception management later. There's no need for champagne when there's honor, recruit. Go and tell the working class woman what you found right now.
Ну, сейчас я этого делать не буду. Вы только в среду починят, да? Сейчас вторник. Что мы еще не сделали? Все это либо вечером, либо завтра. Вот, все еще здесь. Вот.
Good morning to you, officers. Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Попробуем открыть штуку. И на этом сегодня закончим.
Broke down? The back door? The wards? The door? It's all gone now. Dark psychic energy leeching onto my shop. I suppose it's all over now. I guess there's no escape. Just a door? This place is curse detective. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Just look at the sheer amount of companies that have failed in this house. I hope you're happy now. Happy that you've ruined everything. Now that you've broken the door, the curse is coming to get me as well.
Host Almighty, she prays, guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the door. Blessed be your name.
Of course you didn't. You're nothing but a policeman. All right. You know what? I'm willing to let you investigate the doomed commercial area. We are set on the path. There's little else to do.
Her facade has dropped. Now you see the curiosity behind the fear.
But before we go on, tell me, did you encounter the malignant entity? Yes, the malignant entity that lives inside the chimney. It takes the shape of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she knows more about the curse than she lets on ever since I first saw her. Yes, I've heard that. It's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains upstairs. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. And do return to me after you've talked to it. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse.
If you're really interested in cracking this mystery, then we should go back to the furnace. Maybe you could yell into it or something. Make some noise.
Despite his cool, the lieutenant's interested in solving this mystery too.
A book about cockatoos? There should be one upstairs, right next to the shelf of biographies.
You don't have behavioral problems. That's garbage. You're cool.
Так и есть.
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
Сука, нам нужно купить фузелинитет. Какой бы какадук, не знаю больше. Попозже. Я помню, что нам нужен фонарик, Заюш. Не помню.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace.
Просто будем
A
перезагружаться,
thick
пока у
layer
нас не
of coal
получится.
dust covers the furnace. Coloring something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of...
Hello?
You've awakened the entity.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
Это самое клевое рабочее место, какое только может быть. Здесь трещится кубик.
Hello, I'm Nia.
Это же красиво. Мы сейчас не будем с ним разговаривать, завершим игру. Ну, по крайней мере, сохранимся. И до следующего раза.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Milius. So what kind of dye are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now. She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
As you wish. Till next time.